Okay, I am live. Hello, everybody. I know Nancy waiting for me in chat. Mwah. Um, and thank you for everybody joining me on playback. I appreciate that very much. And I would also appreciate if everyone could leave a comment after the broadcast in the comment section. Even if it's a tiny little emoji, that would help a lot with my channel and getting more people brought to my channel. And so, doing something, well, I already started doing this, but something I really want to do more often, become a regular, segment on my channel, and that is ancestral readings, connecting with not just our recent generational, but our ancestors that go way beyond, the millennia, and to see what messages or insights that they, have for us. And we also have, well, first of all, let's get Nancy on the screen. Hello, Nancy. And good day, Christina. I hope you're having a beautiful day in Australia and going into your spring season as we're going into our beautiful autumn season here. And we got Jax, mangled unicorn. Hello, hello, girl. Um, and so, yeah, I'll give it a few more minutes. What I did beforehand is that she's in the future. She sure is. So, Christina, what are the winning lottery numbers? Just kidding. Um, so, I decided to do, before I went live, a collective to get us started. And I'll give it a few more minutes for notifications to drop. Hi, tired, so I'm extra silly. I apologize. Nope, girl, no worries. You're right, she is in the future. So, but yeah, it's a segment that I've been wanting to do more often. And I think starting next month, I'm going to start going back to, I don't really want to have to pay StreamYard. I am, I don't like being, tied to only 20 hours and trying to do YouTube live on a phone with, just a little space. Yeah, to me, this is a much better platform to be able to do it, program. Not sure what the techie word for StreamYard, streaming service, a better way to stream. Oh, there we go. And so, yeah, today, can we believe it? September 30th. I didn't realize today was the last day of September. And once you know it, well, getting ready in my tub, singing along to my music. What song comes on my playlist? September by Cool Again. So now I got that song in my head. Another September, about to hit the history books and going into October. Lots of cool witchy things. I even found myself the coolest. So everyone knows, hey Shelby, good to see you, my dear. How is school going? I'm hoping you are enjoying your classes and the new school season is going well for you. But so I've been starting crocheting. I've been getting some skeins or skeins here and there. And instead of having, like those little granny baskets that you see the ladies with the woven, reeds or whatever, I was at the dollar store today looking for some yarn because Dollar Tree does sell some yarn and it doesn't look that bad. It's got actually a couple of good reviews from their couple of the influencers on YouTube. And I absolutely adore, if you love kitties as much as I do, and you love how people can, allow their kitties to come in their videos. Elise Rose Crochet, her kitty Pickle pops in quite often. So I got me this large plastic cauldron, and I'm sticking all my skeins, in there, or hanks. Apparently, when they come twisted, they're called hanks, and which I can't forget because that was my daddy's name, Henry or Hank. So there we go, bringing ancestors in, bringing my papa into this. So we have some more people joining us. Yep, it's already October 1st for you. We also have Julie here. Hello, Julie. Good to see you. All righty. Everybody's saying hello. School is great. Love my class. Oh, that's wonderful. I know you've been you were kind of stressed in the past, and but all the cards kept coming up when like I would do readings on Fridays and other shows. You had positive cards coming, so just keep believing in yourself, girl. And let's see. And what else? Let's see is Jax. Earlier on Akashic Adventures, Diana Bowles got hit with something. She was very serious and she said something big is about to happen. Keep our eyes open. And I am going to just kind of play a little bit of a devil's advocate there on with this Jax, but I love that you mentioned this. And for me, it's very possible. But I think too, we have to kind of remind ourselves or take a step back that whether, we know stuff is going on in the world, we know potential stuff can be happening in the world, but to me, there has to be some sort, and this is for me, um, that we make sure that we don't get too caught up in predictions. How do I say this? I know Diana is very good. There are a lot of wonderful intuitives and seers and psychics in our community. However, I just want to put out there that we don't get scared. We don't get pulled into a state of fear or anxiety. And just, to remember to breathe, and that, sometimes things that others have predicted. Some have come to pass, very much so, and others not so much. So just when we get messages like that, just make sure that we stay grounded. We call in our protection, and just keep that in mind. You are a mother of a trans son in a red state. I can imagine your worries and your fears and anxiety that you have. Um, but keeping that white light around you, around your son, um, and yes, being on top of things, but just making sure that we don't get so scared, or to me there's a certain I'm not saying she's fear mongering, but the media does a lot of that, puts a lot of fear behind anxiety. So as with anything, just making sure that we stay grounded. I mean, I've had a couple of readings from Diana on shows, and she's been incredible. And she's even been a guest on my channel. Nancy and I have been wanting to have Diana back to talk a little bit more about Ellen of the Ways, or Ellen of the Trod. So, but yes, Diana is quite tapped in, but just a gentle reminder of, making sure that we, like, Christina said, that we stay grounded, you know, and know that this is a possibility, but things can change. We have to remember that. And let's see, Shelby. Oh, you got into a car. Oh, oh my goodness, Shelby. Yes. Well, you were protected. I'm glad you both were safe. Um, and you're not panicked. I'm simply vigilant. That's how Shan likes to call it as well. Yes. And energies, yes, can change. Things can be influenced. And an example that I will give, and then I'll get moving forward, is that when I first started YouTube, TarotTube, the big thing was pulling cards on politics. And a lot of times people would get cards, oh, so and so's not going to win, so and so, this is going to happen, and a lot of times, things fell through and things did happen. So we just had to remember that energy can always change. But the one thing that we can't control is how we react to things and how we ground ourselves and prepare ourselves for situations. So again, energy is always changing, like, with our readings, which is why I try not to do anything predictive, but just kind of taking a look at energy and see how at the moment, at the time. So, and hi, Heather. Hello, Irene. Good to see you. Keep the good time. Yep. Shoot, this year the nature is letting go. Exactly. We watch out 6. I'm not sure what that means. We all have free will and can take different paths. And it's interesting. Tom and I from Early Ritual have had a conversation, and I think with Jeff Bailey one night too on my other channel, where we talked about the concept of free will. And while there are some things that are not of our free will, there are a lot of things that we can control. And it actually is really interesting how this was brought up. Thank you, Jax, because one of the cards I pulled for the collective is talking about on the card free will. So, but again, Diana is an amazing reader. So is let's see who else does the Akashic. Linda de Gonzalez. So let's see. That's beautiful, Shelby. Emotional energy is powerful. Yep. Yes, it is. I tell the kids that every week and try to zoom out when viewing things. Alrighty, so we have 8 people. So let me get started. And again, if anybody would like an ancestral message, type me in the big caps. And when I get to you, let me know if there's somebody specific. Oh, do we have asparagus in the house? Just kidding. Where's Beth? I don't see Beth. Beth, did I miss you? Oh, there she is. Hey, Beth, how did I miss you, girl? As a former journalist, I've really seen the news change. No attention to attribution, complete merger of opinion and fact, and the 24/7 cycle. It's exhausting and not helpful. So again, with everything, taking everything with a grain of salt. But Diane has really impressed me, and she also has created her own set of little oracle cards as well that she gifted me. That's beautiful as well, and I use them every now and then. So I have Miss Klebich yet. We have personal intrusions to our boundaries. Yeah, gotta be strong. That's the one thing when some of us who don't have the physical strength or wherewithal to think we make a difference, being positive, staying grounded, being supportive of everybody, that's where, we can help change things or keep certain things at bay or help in the long run process something, process a positive change. It may not seem like it right now, but the more people who hold tight into being positive and I hate using the word because you don't want that toxic positivity, but people, being intentional, having a positive intention set for no matter what comes up, to stay grounded, to be clear headed, to be grounded, and to remain positive and proactive. Um, really is a weapon as well. Um, let's see, none of those kinds of predictions bother me. Been hearing them since the 80s, nothing really. And there's a lot of things too that happen behind the scenes that we just don't know about. So, alrighty, we have personal intrusion. Okay, let's see. Making sure I'm collecting up. I think my grandmother was there when I got into the accident. She was a driving instructor, and she used to collect pennies, and I found pennies afterwards. Well, there's your sign right there, Shelby. That's beautiful. Trust in that. So, and look who's here. Okay, let me back up a little bit. You've been missing her recently. Aw, Shelby. Who knows? Maybe if you want to read, she'll pop in or we can ask. Watch our backs. We stick together. We stay safe. We lead with love and light. Yes. So let's see. So Julie. And if I missed anybody, because chat is jumping, please let me know. And Garnet. Heather blooming among the wild mountain thyme. Hello, Garnet. You always make me cry when I see that. I love that. You are so genuine. You're such a beautiful soul, Garnet. Just wanted to let you know that. Let's see. Hi, Heather. Just mentioned something different. Your dad is here looking over your shoulders. Can you see? Yes, my papa. I've been thinking about him a lot. This actually, October is going to be his birthday month. And I think of him often, um, especially when I see 10:26 on the clock because 10:26 is his birthday. So, okay, so Irene, and let's see, can it be a descendant? I would like to hear from my, okay, we'll see. And if somebody else comes through, maybe we can figure out then who that is. Okay, so, all right, we'll specifically ask for Johanna. Um, but then I'll also put down here by little stars here in case Grand Kathy comes through. Okay, and this is still me developing and learning, so everybody just be patient with me. I'm hoping to get better at this. Julie, okay, so I have Nancy, Julie, Irene, um, and Roman is here. Hello, Roman. Alrighty, me. So we'll see if that. Oh, I wrote down me on the list. I would have been like, what? So that's Shelby, and let's see. I'll hear Grandma question mark. See if Grandma would come through. Jax. Let's see, and one. So your dad. Okay. Aw. Just this year. I'm so sorry, Jax, honey. Um, he came by today when I was picking up at school. And when you hear certain predictions or things that might make us nervous or might be something that might be impending that's not good, just call on our ancestors, call on our loved ones. And there, Jax, you felt your dad around you today. Um, so he's letting you know that he is there. Oh, you trust me, thank you. My favorite ladies of tarot. Goodness, no, Roman, I still need to make to your channel. Okay, so I'm going to start right now. I have Nancy, Julie, Irene, Shelby, and Jax. My Miss Steady Buddy. Just give me a shout out. But I did start a collective, so let's get started with that. So from my new deck, Ancestral Healing, which we saw Nancy use on Monday. Okay, let me write real quick here, Christina. So I'm not going to look at the chat for a bit because I want to look at this, but I got you, Christina. So the card that I pulled for the collective is Embrace Healing Perspectives. And that's the beautiful, and of course, the artwork is by Jenna Della Fratalia, and the writer is Ina Segal. And this is about letting go of past pain. And so what the card is about is understanding what our ancestors went through, especially our descendants that are closer to our generations, and identifying where we see emotional trauma, anxiety, things that we experience that we either inherited genetically. And of course, before I go any further, because they will be talking about genetics and health and things. So this is for entertainment purposes only, YouTube. Please see a doctor, a professional. As always, this is for just different perspectives and readings from the cards. So, and Amanda's here, Mama Sushi. But what about Garnet here, really quick? My camper van had to go to the great scrapyard. Oh, look, Garnet, I'm sure you'll get a new one to replace it. Van Morrison comes on, your daughter. That's cool. So this is about letting go of past pain, and it's talking about patterns, family patterns, emotional, physical, things that we may experience health wise in our bodies, and looking to our ancestors, our generations, to see, we may inherit things from them. I know, for some families, diabetes is easily inherited. Some families, kidney, some heart. For me, both sides, cancer. So I have to be really on top of, of my health. So, but we're also looking at certain patterns that we don't repeat by looking at what our ancestors or loved ones had and looking to see how can we improve, um, and maybe break maybe some of those genetic patterns, or some, and there are some patterns that are, health wise, from, environment, being raised by, parents or loved ones that may have had an emotional, a mental trauma, things that, in our environment that may have created unhealthy health practices that we, continue to foster. And so with this card, it's about embracing, all of our genetics, whether, they're good or bad, and just knowing, not good, I would say good or bad, but how do I say this? Yeah, good or bad. I mean, I'm trying to figure out if there was a better word I could have used. Um, but like with my family, with the cancer, that is not good. But I can still embrace and say, you know what, that's part of who I am. But moving forward, I can take some of that into mind and making sure I do different things to maybe have a different, um, maybe I gotta have a different pattern, maybe breaking some of that. So it's just looking at, patterns that we can break moving forward. And so I pulled two, Oracle tarot cards from, the Good Tarot by Klepper and Reed, and more Jenna Della. And I got the Messenger of Water, and that card ended up facing the girl. I put her in the middle of these two. So Messenger of Water, and that is, and I'm going to share some of these insights that she shares in the book. Well, this is about romantic attraction, chivalry. It's also about a call to fall in love with yourself. So again, when it comes to anything with health, emotional, or things that we see about ourselves that we may not, want to embrace or dislike because of family patterns or health patterns, wherever it may be, we know that we can still learn to love ourselves and to be able to embrace those things that make up who we are. And it also goes here to say about, I love this, seeing the best in others. So the ancestral message is also about seeing the best of others, especially like we're talking in this day and time, the people in this world that negatively affect us or could possibly affect our well-being, and having, an awareness that yes, these can be very horrible people, but trying to kind of, again, how were they raised? What was their patterns? What were they exposed to? What brought them to, want to hurt others or to be a certain way? So this card is also a reminder of, trying to see or hold space to a degree for those that we may deem want to, to hurt us. Um, and so here there's different types, there's several different affirmations, or, um, yeah, these will be affirmations. So what's calling to me at the one is bottom is I can have what I desire. There's no need for jealousy, anger, resentment, or fear when I am loved and love flows into me powerfully. I mean, beautiful. And that goes again, not just for, that goes with our ancestors, especially if we had very toxic ancestors, people in our family that caused us trauma, but looking back and trying to understand and see where their trauma came from. Again, about patterns and understanding them, and how can we break them, or how can we, um, maybe mend them and help heal them. And let's see, I just looked up really quick looking for the lesson is key. So the other tarot card that came out was Messenger of Air. And for me, this feels very, like angelic, like, and she slipped out of the book. So let me just go really quick, because I love sharing with the authors. And, the messengers in this deck are would be the knights in traditional tarot. And, the knight, especially the messenger of air, the knight of air is something that's very swift moving, swift action, swiftness of thoughts, sharing thoughts, and clarity and direction. Someone being able to come in fast with news, or knowledge, and this could be coming from, again, being open and being to our ancestors. And also maybe like with Jax, when we hear things that come in so fast that may take us by surprise, being able to take that step back and to be able to assimilate with clarity what are people actually communicating to us, and how can we safely process that. So with the messenger of air, it's interesting. It says opinions informed by experience, allegiance to a way of thinking or acting, a learned response. So again, swiftly moving in with any sense of fear or apprehension, but too with the swiftness, as we can look, with Shelby this week. There she was in an accident, but everybody came out okay, and she felt like her grandmother was right there and helped and protected her. So they come in when we need them. And the one I have highlighted in here is I need to broaden my perspective, and again, looking at our ancestors, and not just our personal ancestors, but those, again, in the world, especially those if we feel they affect us. People in the media, kind of course, politicians, family members, friends, people, this is all interconnected. And it says here, if I am swift and move quickly, ensuring my actions are for the highest good, positive outcomes are assured. So there we go. That's the beginning of the collective with those cards. Next one came in, is from my Seasons of the Witch Maven, and we got tobacco. And it says, feed your ancestors, raise the sacred smoke to them, for they are hungry to connect. So tobacco, or the burning of tobacco, or the smoking of tobacco, has been a practice of indigenous people from all over the world. And if you don't smoke, burning sage, burning whatever herbs, to honor and connect with our ancestors, letting them know that we are there and open to speak with them and for their guidance. So that's a beautiful card. Next up is what we were talking about earlier: free will, the map maker of destiny, authentic purpose, inspiration, and free will. So we are able to, like him, you know, write our own story, write our own, I don't say write our own future, but what we write and what we decide for ourselves, the map maker, or what we design. I mean, the quill is in his hand, the book is in his lap. This could be writing, this could be sketching, this could be whatever it is, but it's all about sticking to what is our authentic purpose, um, being inspired, like that messenger of air. Usually inspiration is with wands, but too with air, swords, communication, thought coming through, and free will. So they're acknowledging, that we can call upon them to continue on our path, our authentic purpose, um, help us to inspire us, and to also remember that, we have free will. Next, last card that I have for the collective is lie on the ground. And this is if you can go outside, lie on the ground, feel the earth underneath you, communicate with her, even just going outside, sitting up against a tree, wherever you can go and just connect to Mother Earth, and to lie on the ground, to give her your sorrows, your sadness, but also to give and share your joys with her. Let her know what, being thankful of her abundance and the life that she provides for us to have the life that we have, and to not just share the sadness, but also share the joy. It's that beautiful symbiotic connection we have with our Mother Earth, being able to give what might cause us pain or sadness, and let her transform and transmute that within herself, and then absorb that back into us to help cleanse us and to inspire us. So that's what I have for the collective. And I know Chad has been jumping, so let me get my cards all back into place here. Alrighty, and let me take a quick sip. Oh, I just looked up and saw mead. Garnet, we were looking at the store looking for mead. We're going to get a bottle this month for Samhain, for October. So we're trying to find what local brands around here that we might want. Oh, I just saw this. Cinnamon tea with a touch of vanilla. Let's see, I don't know how far back I'm going to be able to go. It depends on the lens you use. Choose to look for the lesson. And some of them are painful. And again, hello, Mama Sushi Amanda. I saw your beautiful little picture of a baby. Very sweet. So, okay, I manifest with you. Manifesting. Okay, so moving on down the line. Let's see. To know the tea bag is, quote, never hesitate to tackle the most difficult problems. And sometimes for some of us, it takes us a while to do it because of, the anxiety that we have and, some of the trepidation that we experience. I'm one of those. So sometimes I'll jump right on it if I can, but sometimes I'll procrastinate. But again, we have to give ourselves space for that too, as well. That was a great break the cycle, then make your cycle. Exactly. Heal them, yes. Is it compassionate to teach is it compassionate to teach their a lesson by going to the authorities? To teach them a lesson? That's up to that's something you have to decide for yourself, my dear. You have to kind of weigh whatever the situation is. That's something you have to weigh. If it's something where we've seen TV shows and things and whatnot where people are like, well, do I report so and so? They're my child. Do I, let them know that they were responsible for this? Do they need to learn how to take responsibility? So I think that's very different for each person. Idiosyncrasies and thief. Oh, wait a minute. So did I choose compassion? Okay, let me see. And Heather, certain characteristics give a person an advantage at times, at others not. The classical example is height. Great if you play basketball, but not if you're trying to get into a BW. I totally get that, Roman. Yes. Let's see. What do we have here? They say you can trust a thief, but you can't trust a liar. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry about that. I never want anyone to get anyone in trouble, but I think I need to take action. Oh, wow. Yep, that's something you're going to have to sit with yourself. Zoroastrianism. Is this Magus by chance? How many channels do you have, Magus? If that is you, because you're the only one who I know is a Zoroastrian. And if it's you, I hope you're having a beautiful day in Osha. So, okay, speaking of just let some Palo, I gotta get some more Palo Santo. And Mona Lee is here. Thank you, Irene. I'm not used to doing collectives, so, because a lot of times, individual readings are good for collective as well. I'm stopping my sister using me as a punching bag. Oh, my goodness. Garnet. Yeah, nobody deserves to be somebody's punching bag. So talking about tea. Yep. So that is. Hi, Magus. Yep, it's me. So many channels. So alrighty, let's get started. Right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 readings. So we'll put that on hold for a bit. Let me get through these and see where I'm at time wise. And alrighty, so Nancy was the first request. So let's get Nancy. It was 15 boxes. Well, you got plenty now, girl, to last you a lifetime, right? Yes, Scarlett, we all love you. Nobody deserves to be anybody's punching bag. Verbally, physically, emotionally, mentally, none of that. So, message from ancestors for Nancy. Oh, of course, I would get something with dragons, right, Nancy? Go figure. So I have lots of different decks here. Let's see which ones I get pulled towards. Oh, interesting. I also have my Kipper with me today. Now this is interesting. We're just mentioning a thief in chat. Interesting. Okay, let me see, Nancy. Let me pull. I'm trying to see which I needed to here. Let's use this deck. My Theodore. I want a card on one of your clarify one of your cards here. Okay, so Nancy, you got tame your dragons. And for me, I don't think we really need to tame our dragons, but I know you have this deck. Um, I mean, for me, dragons, but sometimes they can get a little out of hand, right? So the ancestral messages are coming through is um, you may have so her what I feel like she's um, expressing about dragons is that they can be fiery, they can be aggressive, they can kind of get out of control. So maybe kind of thinking of this as maybe like a chariot card, sort of, and just knowing that, they're wonderful, they can get you places, just jump on their back and let them fly you, but learning how to maybe have some more control of the reins, kind of um, guiding you. And actually, oh my goodness, Nancy, I just noticed that there's somebody at the very top. So yeah, learning how to maybe better tame your inner dragons, because Nancy's very sweet, y'all, but she's a mama, and if she needs to have that mama dragon come out to be protective, like she'll say, I'll tell you what, that will come out. So this is about learning how to, or having acknowledged that, um, having to tame some of those dragons, get control of certain situations. Mama bear, exactly. This is Mama Dragon. And so the next card to go with that, I got the Chess Queen for you, and it's about trust and strategizing. So right now, this message is about having trust. Um, for me, it's kind of like waiting to see what someone's next move is going to be. Nancy, I don't know if something's coming up that you are already handling or experiencing, because you and I talk about a lot of stuff. Um, but it feels like that you need to have trust that whatever the situation is, where you got to learn how to control those dragons, keep those emotions in check. Um, that fiery breath, that fiery energy. Um, the word strategizing, she's on a chessboard. So I don't know if something's already in play where you're having to um, make a certain move, or somebody within your family needs to make a certain move, or have to make their moves very carefully. I know this is what I'm like. This may be a message coming through from an ancestor, because I'm getting this acknowledgement. So your next card up is the Thief card, followed by a message. And this message is of concern. And when I looked at the bottom, I got toil and labor. So this could be something that an ancestor's coming through to let you know about now. Um, when I saw a thief, I was automatically thinking about what happened last Halloween, um, with the with the Halloween display. I don't know why that came in, but I'm looking here that there is a message that's going to be coming through or has come through that was of a concern having to do with something that was stolen, that there was some sort of theft, and in the process, trust that the situation is going to work out and to carefully strategize how the next steps to take. I pulled a couple tarot cards, Nancy, and I did get the underlying energy that there is some sort of close relationship, a close bond or something. This is whatever this is involving. This is a close personal relationship. And on the top, it's about walking away, leaving things behind, going ahead, moving forward, emotionally, really, because they're both cups. They're both cups in here. So it's about emotionally moving away from a relationship, or this could be an ancestor, Nancy, in the past that you may feel aware of, where something was, and because of it being vintage, the turn of the century, this could maybe be an ancestor acknowledging a thief. There was something with a theft, messages of concern about this. And I got the toil and labor card, and I don't know if this is referring to maybe having to have served time, or this is something that is going to be long, hard, and fought for this chess game, this game, or I hate using the word game, but um, having to, um, knowing what to make the next move. This could be something legal, but taming your dragons, Nancy. Let me look at the taming your dragons one on here. I'm feeling like this is something that has happened at some point in the past, but it's repeating itself now in the future. It says face your shadow head on. That's interesting. Tame your dragons, talking about shadow work. When you face your double, that's interesting. Through acknowledging the suppressed, stunted, hidden facets of yourself and give them an opportunity to transform and mature, you have an opportunity to truly evolve and create a new kind of future for yourself and your loved ones. So this may be acknowledging an ancestor. Nancy, is any of this resonating with you? I just keep it. I keep getting that this was something that happened in the past, but now it's almost kind of like it's cycling back, like in the beginning with the patterns. No, it doesn't. Okay, so this might be something that hasn't even happened yet, Nancy. But I can always pull more cards at another time if you want when we hang out. That's okay. Thank you for being honest. I don't have any of my pendulums here, and I haven't cleansed them in a while to. Um, let me see. Yeah, we'll talk, Nancy. Hey, Moira. I appreciate though your honesty, Nancy. Thank you. So Julie is up next. Whoa, that came flying out. Let's see. Let's pull from the maiden. So, Julie. Another Knight of Swords. Okay, so Julie, I have an ancestor. It's possibly feminine, or had very feminine, like, or a touch in their feminine side, or not just feminine side, but very much. Um, I'm looking here at the card and seeing, the elements of earth, but with it being a female figure, I'm feeling that this could very well be um, a man that was very much in touch with their emotions and was kind of like a King of Cups, or um, or a Knight of Cups, where they were very they weren't somebody that was afraid to hide their emotions. But I'm going to show you the cards. And the card is start living fully. So this message is coming about starting to live fully. Feeling that, again, that sense of holding back in life, not feeling like you're able to move forward, and to start living fully. Um, don't hold back in life. Um, You got pomegranate, which is dare to taste the unknown, let it seduce your spirit awake. So, again, another card nudging you, encouraging you to take that risk, take that, the leap of faith, maybe drink some pomegranate juice. I don't know. But it says let it seduce your spirit awake. So it feels like you're not living, you're not like in touch. There are times when you're not in touch with your emotions or your body, and needing to get again grounded in your body, feeling your body, and wanting to live life. And now the two cards that I got here is very interesting. And I got again the Knight of Swords, and typically the Knight of Swords is, represented by a female. I mean, a male, but here it's a female. So again, I'm feeling this feminine energy. Again, this individual could have been somebody who was very much in touch with their emotions and was there very they were emotionally there for those people in their life. They weren't afraid of expressing their emotions. They were kind, compassionate, very emotionally available and open for those that needed it. And I got the Knight of Swords. So again, this other knight, and in this deck it's represented by again a female. And something really cool is that the author Fyodor, when he designed this card, he said he took this from the cover of one of the magazines when Florence and the Machine was on top of a horse. I haven't seen that. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, so that Knight of Swords coming through again, quick with messages. Um, Let me see what he says about his. Let me pull, because I love what different, because again, Knight of Swords, that swift moving, fast moving energy. And sometimes we have to kind of, watch what we say, kind of swiftness too, as well. Being very blunt, very communicative with our thoughts and actions. Um, this is somebody driven to succeed, focus on active ways of achieving goals and ambitions. She harnesses the currents of the sword's energy. Um, Hers is the kind of energy that sends her diving into a situation with both feet, which can be very helpful in overcoming obstacles and difficulties in the pursuit of our needs and our desires. However, this can be extremely hazardous. Um, and they're going to go in at worst. I'm looking at the resilient. She got the Nine of Wands, which is about resiliency. So I'm feeling like this is a ancestor who was exactly that. Jumping forward, wanting to share their thoughts, their ideas. A lot of thought, a lot of motivation, a lot of communication, but just really wanting to kind of like rush in. Um, Share their thoughts, share what their feelings were. Um, and like the book says, sometimes maybe jumping in, head first, but having to be careful, because then the bottom card I got is the Nine of Wands. So I'm wondering too if this might have been an ancestor that might have been military, um, and that they had suffered wounds. Well, most people and anybody, with wars, they're going to have some sort of trauma after that. This one here is acknowledging, that this individual was very battle weary, but was always still standing strong, resilient. Um, Somebody who just did not give up. Um, Somebody who maybe lent strength to others even when they did. So this is what I mean. Someone who was I don't want to use the word damaged, who felt they were damaged or broken or physically impaired in some way, um, but they would say, "What strength I had, I will lend to you." So that, yeah, that's what I'm getting. I don't know if this is resonating with you, Julie. Let me pull another tarot card on the Knight of Swords. Let me see, because I'm feeling this is an ancestor, because we are asking for ancestors. Wheel of Fortune. So, okay, so with the Wheel of Fortune next to the Nine of Wands, this person's fortunes might have taken a turn because they rushed into something, or they were again like into battle, actually whether actual military or something, I'm not sure, but there was that turn of fortunes. And Nine of Wands, you know, having just really been battle weary, worn, mentally worn, physically worn out, all of that, but yet still standing strong, still resilient, and that's what I have, honey. I hope that resonates. Um, Hi, Moira. So, okay, hope that resonated with you, Julie. And again, like I said, I'm really getting used to communicating, figuring out what the cards are. This makes sense in that this is encouragement for me to be resilient and communicate. Okay. I kept being drawn to that one card, somebody. But yep, that could be just a message for you as well. So, okay, Heather, I know this is going to sound weird, but Julie's reading sounds like my father's Uncle Ken, who was gassed in World War One. Oh my goodness, Nancy. Wow. Okay. So Irene, you're up next. So we're going to focus on Johanna or Johanna. So let's see. Irene would like for Johanna to come through. We have been through a lot. Okay. That's beautiful. I hope that's not too loud when I do that, you guys. My apologies if it is. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Here, let's get some tarot. Okay. Okay, so Irene, you got See the Phoenix Reborn. And she says, Mama, I'm on the other side and I am reborn. And this is going to be a message for the both of you, because she's letting you know that when we pass, we just don't quit existing. I am reborn. I am somebody new. This is, on the other side, it's a beautiful rebirth. Our death is actually for some people a birth into the next stage of our life. But this is also for you, coming through for you too, that this is time for you to start living again. This is time for you to reborn yourself. It's time for you to pick yourself up out of the ashes and to reclaim your life and to again start living as well. You're that, like in the beginning reading with the collective, you are the map maker, of your destiny. um, she says, be like me, be reborn, rebirth yourself, join me in this. And she is there with you, because I got pumpkin spice and apple cider. So for me, of course, mom and daughter. And it says here, nothing is more nostalgic than the joy of belonging in your presence. So she is in your presence. You feel her around you. And when you do, just know that she's encouraging you to come on, mom. Let's. What can we do? What can Let's get you reborn. What can we do? What can you do? How can how can she inspire you? From the other side to she's like really urging you on to say, okay, it's your turn now. It's time to be reborn. Um, and it's time to and that nostalgia, remember the joys that you had with her, remember those feelings. And when you do start having those and you have those feelings, know that she's around you. But moving forward now, your seeds from the sacred feminine card is release your shame. I know that there is probably I don't know the whole story um, in detail, but she wants you to release your shame. Anything that you feel responsible for with her passing, it's like, mom, that's got to be let go of. It's time to move on. And like the phoenix being reborn, look at like these look like flames coming up. So again, there's that flame of rebirth. um, Learning to let go of the guilt, let go of the shame. Again, there's two right here facing each other. She's letting you know there's a lot, you feel guilty, but she says you got to release that. you know it's like she's looking at you from the other side, and you're facing each other. It's like, okay, maybe it's time to do a ritual where you can maybe write what you feel guilty about, what you feel maybe shame about, and maybe burn that now. We're coming into the silent season where the veils are the thinnest. And maybe with you being outdoors safely, at the campfire or something, doing something where you write and you release, but it's got to be let go of. Um, of your tarot, you got the Four of Earth, which is the Four of Pentacles, and that's usually about hoarding one's, worth or money or wealth. But for me, I'm feeling like you're holding back. You're not sharing and giving into life. You're withholding and hoarding that beautiful soul. You're withholding from others. It's like she's trying. It's like, for me, it feels like she's giving you that gift of, come on, you can do this. What's in her hands? I think it's a beautiful flower that's blossoming, and she's letting you know that you will always have enough to let go of what this release, the shit. Let go of everything that is not not healthy, because the Pentacles are about health again and security, and just letting go of that and just start not being afraid of sharing yourself with others, sharing your passions, your gifts. Um, yeah, don't hold that all in. Start sharing that with others, kind of like coming out of the shell, so to speak. Next card up is the Eight of Earth. And the Eight of Earth, again, is about, connecting with something that you want to learn, something that you can focus on. It's about honing skills. So maybe working on getting grounded, feeling safe, feeling secure, finding something spiritually, that brings you closer to spirit, that makes you feel grounded and safe within yourself, but also, that beautiful creativity, like with the cello, you know, um, studying music, learning music, learning something artistic, learning something new where you can, nose to the grind and just and two, what with the nose to the grind, making it to the point where it's like you're not doing that so much though that you are not looking at what needs to be done, like ignoring what needs to be addressed, what needs to be worked on. So this too, the Eight of Earth is, being able to hone a skill, hone ability, doing something new, but at the same time, not so much nose to the grind where, again, you're not, you're holding back, you're not giving, and your underlying energy to this reading is the Eight of Air, which is the Eight of Swords. So this, this letting go needs to be done, it needs to be healed. There's grounding that needs to be taken care of, that feeling of sense of security, a feeling of wholeness, because that eight of airs, that nine of swords, is that anxiety, that sense of cruelty that we place upon ourselves, that things, those nightmares, those things that keep you up at night. So that's what I have for you, Irene. I hope that resonates. I love the way the air feels at night. Me too, Jax. Me too. If I only, and let's see what she say here. If only I did this or that or the next thing. It's dumb, but real none. Yeah, but stuff that you have to work through. Okay. You're welcome. And yes, big hugs to you, Irene, from all of us. And too, this could be also an acknowledgement because you are, joining us, you are talking, you are sharing your story and your traumas with us. That's acknowledgement too that when you're able to work on this and to share and to let go and know it's safe to be secure, that's when, life starts to open and starts to blossom again for us as well. Alrighty, my dear. Let me put this here. Okay, Nancy, Irene, Shelby. Yeah, is Shelby? Are you here? Because I know you have to come. You've been coming in and out. Yep, she's here. I have the fan in the window, and it feels really good. Yep, I used to do that with the old box, the apartments I used to live in Buffalo back in the day. This is going like 20 some years ago. But those big boxes, you would just lift up the window, set the box in, close it down, and however you want to turn to suck out the hot air and then turn it around and bring all that nice cool air in. I remember that. So Shelby wants to see if maybe Grandma. Let's see. Grandma who though? Shelby, what's Grandma's name? Now I can just say Grandma that was with Shelby during the accident. Let's see, what's her name here? Carol. I had Aunt Carol for a while. Oh, my godmother, Carol. I had a godmother. Never got to really know her that. But Carol. Aunt Carol. Shelby. Okay. Let's see. Then we'll do this deck. Hope everyone had a wonderful day today. They got some sports team going on because I'm in Southern Oregon, so we have Southern Oregon University, and you can hear when they have the games, you hear people going, oh, 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 or you hear the yay or the boo. So, Kara. I'm getting a tingle on my right side. We need a clarifier on something here. Okay. You can't make this stuff up. Okay. You just can't make this stuff up. So, Shelby, your message is move beyond sabotage. So this is a card about self-sabotage. And we've all, have done this at some point where, things are going well, but then suddenly we maybe not feel that we deserve them, or doing something new scares us and we turn around and we self-sabotage something. Sometimes we don't realize we're doing it, and sometimes it's voluntary. So this is about moving from, not to stop self-sabotaging your dreams, your goals, and all areas of life, especially with relationships as well. And because the heart, the heart is breaking a little bit, smoking a little bit. So we got to make sure that we monitor, when things we start to have self doubt or lack of self confidence or self esteem. It's time to move beyond that and acknowledge that. And yeah, that's a straightforward message right there. Now this is where it gets interesting. I can hear her telling me now. So I think Grandma's here, but I got the Horse King, which is about assistance and control. And so I decided to ask my Theodore deck, is this a ancestor, one Shelby's ancestors, or is this just a card that, um, I just said, shared the message, it didn't have to do with an ancestor. And what do I get? I get another king. So this one's the King of Wands. So I feel that we have also a male ancestor coming through. So I don't know if this was maybe Grandma Carol's, your grandpa, but so I'm looking at the Horse King, which is about assistance and control. And again, move beyond sabotage. You have control over this, or you need to watch how you control yourself from doing it. And you love horses, so assistance. Also asking for assistance from this ancestor. And I'm hearing you're going to know who this is. So this could possibly be an ancestor that was connected with the horses. The King of Wands, of course, is somebody who, is very inspiring, very charismatic, enthusiastic, very well grounded. And his, he's grounded, but it's that ability of, people, thrive under his leadership. thrive under his qualities. Passionate, motivated, creative, very charismatic in talking with people, very animated, maybe even loving telling stories. And for all we know, too, this could be maybe two male ancestors. And I saw that you wrote something, but I'm going to just kind of keep going with the flow here. So your next card is the Queen of Air. So I think this might be Grandma. Isn't that a beautiful card? I absolutely love this queen. She's just absolutely beautiful. And she is basically the Queen of Swords. And sometimes the Queen of Swords can be very blunt, kind of cold. They're nurturing, but in a kind of a cool way. They're very clear on communication. They're very wise. And with her age, I'm feeling this is Grandma coming through. But again, sharing her wisdom with you, and you could feel her. I mean, with communication with the swords, is feeling like yes, she was there with you. The top card though, with the message with the tarot, is the Two of Air, the Two of Swords. So right now, she's acknowledging that there's some sort of decision that you are trying to make, and she's there for you to help you make that decision. Because obviously you're connected with her. She showed you the pennies after the accident. So she's there to communicate with you. I think because of the Queen of Swords being maybe a very strong personality, being very blunt, being very straightforward, um, you know, again, sometimes to the point of, kind of being cool. Um, Kind of like a tough love, but also very full of wisdom, though. So, of course, with that owl, I mean, that's absolutely beautiful. So, whatever decision that you are contemplating that you have to make, she is there to help you through that. And I'm going to see now let's see what you have to say here. Could be father. I don't know about my grandfather, but my thought was my grandmother's father. Okay, she was a Capricorn, and she was not stubborn but set in her ways. But a lot of wisdom. I mean, with that owl. But yeah, there's a decision that needs to be made that you're going to have to make, and she's there. Um, and with the horse king, the horses again, swift action movement. Um, though this one here is bowing more to the king. Um, but learning to, yeah, controlling, just make sure that you're vigilant on how, you decide things that you want to do for yourself. With this card on self-sabotage. You know, if you start to hesitate, intuition is always so important, but at the same time, making sure that if you decide not to do something, to pursue something, to give something up, anything like that, make sure that it's not coming from a place of self self lack, low self esteem, no confidence. Just making sure that like that saying, something too good to be true. Um, just making sure that before you make that decision, you really sit with those emotions and make sure that it's not something that you are you're doing to yourself. Um, but yes, that's what I have for you. Probably something with college. Yep, classes, majors, things like that. I can see how that's possible and how that's related. I was there for 7 years doing that. And let's see. Oh, yeah, she was wise. You ask her anything and she'll tell you. One time we were at an old theater in my local city, and there was a guided tour, and the tour guide would ask questions, and my grandmother would tell her what happened and the history of it. Very cool. Alrighty, Shelby, my dear. Okay, Jax wants to connect with somebody named Marcus. I think Jax, you said that was your father. So let's see what message is coming through from our ancestors. I thank you again, everybody, for being here. I know I had at least 13 people once in chat, so that's wonderful. Thank you for the support. She was a driving instructor. Okay, very cool. So, Jax, Marcus, message. The ROI isn't what it used to be because of the cost. I don't know what the ORI is. And hello, Kat. Thanks for popping in and saying hi. So, return on investment. With the schools and they're saying a lot of degrees. And that's why I ended up going with what I wanted. Everyone told me there was no money to be made in being an artist, and a lot of times they turned out to be right for, to a degree, but I wasn't going to go and get a degree that I wasn't happy with. Okay. So, Jax, do you also have a now? Is mom alive, Jax? So I had a female show up too. Okay. Alrighty, so Jax, we're going to start with your ancestral healing card, and it's open your heart to sacred love. So, heart is closing down, and you're being told to open it, especially it said to sacred love. So, I don't know, with things going on, with things that have happened in life that maybe spiritually you feel shut down. Um, this sacred love could be referring to intimate relationships with people, um, spiritual relationships like spirit tribes or something. But whatever this is that it's acknowledging that you need your heart is closing up. You're closing your heart up, and they're encouraging you to open your heart more. Share that sacred love that you have, like for your son, for the ones that you love, but also maybe on a spiritual level. I'm feeling like there's like almost like a sense of loss to your spirituality, almost kind of feeling like, not sure who, source is, great spirit, God, goddess, kind of feeling like spiritually not sure where you aren't shutting down, but just being open to, the universe, being open to the sacred and opening your heart to that, and not to let um, things in life um, shut that beautiful heart of yours down. And bye, Beth. Good night, sweetheart. Thanks for popping in. The lights are on, but no one is home. I hear the astral travel them. Let's see. Was this a separate? Uh, yes, but she has dementia. Okay. Yes, but she has dementia. Okay. So your next card for you, your message is from the Mabon deck, and it's breath work. Girl, you gotta breathe, especially when things get really hard. For me, that 5 count, 4 count, whatever it is that you can do. Um, Needing to breathe. You need to breathe, need to feel in your body. I got the breath work card for you. Allow your breath to expand your spirit and fill your heart. So, again, lots of breath work. Start breathing, start feeling deeply. Even, with us going into, the shadow side of the year, time to work on those traumas, time to embrace the shadow, work through that, not rush through that, but to start being able to, when these moments come up. I know you shared a lot in the last live I did, allow the trauma that you've been through. When these things happen, when those memories come up or when those feelings come up, remembering to do breath work, connect with your body. There's a lot of like dissociation that goes on. Your ancestors are acknowledging, listen, start breathing more. You're holding onto breath too much, because the more we breathe, the more oxygen we get in our blood. And again, tube, this is for entertainment purposes only. Um, Circulation, getting out, getting fresh air, going for a walk when you can, but really starting to focus on breathing. Feel how your breath is in your body. Because with, shutting down the heart, closing off your heart is also, all those things affect us on all levels. So working through the breath work, feeling that, getting that energy, that air pumping through, your body into your heart, getting that blood going, getting your lymphatic system going. Um, Start really focusing on that breath. Breath work is so important. Um, I pulled from the Kipper, and I did get concern. I got a mail card for concern. Um, I got the mature woman, and I also got expectation. So there's concern. I think this gentleman could be dead as well, but there is a concern. See, the mature woman is right in the middle. So for me, this is a little too much. This mature woman, I don't. This is older, I think, than we are. So I don't think this scars you. I think this is acknowledging somebody. And you said that she might have had dementia. So there is some concern about. And again, this is me just looking at the cards. I'm not predicting a passing or anything, but there is concern. There is some sort of expectation, and I do have pathway as well. And as you can see, the pathway is going towards the light. And good night, Nancy. We'll talk tomorrow if you want. We'll take a look at those cards again. Love you. And so this pathway. Um, so yeah, I'm being told just to leave those aside. So for Dad, I got King of Coins. And so this King of Coins was the provider. You know, he was grounded, provided stability, provided a home of security, um, provided financially, very much, because the coins is also, the pentacles, which is about, um, being the provider. When people come over, with family, there was always food on the table, or did the best to be able to provide for the family. The King of Coins, Earth, or Pentacles, Earth, very grounded. Um, to me, very nurturing in that way. Um, Very much a man of the earth. Um, and your next card was the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is typically showing something that hasn't quite come to fruition, and it's very slow. And in this deck, he wanted to show the process of work of, those coins are the seeds. Those are being sown into the ground. And again, here he is sowing, the seeds. um, planting for a harvest. Well, that's a very interesting idea. I don't know if he was in the process of starting something new. I mean, this could represent him being hardworking and having earned, always toiling, in the fields, being able to provide for family. The bottom card is beautiful. I got the 12, I got the 10 of cups. So that's all about family, the joys of family, the happiness of home, the emotional support, um, just overall a beautiful, happy home, celebration. Um, and he worked hard, he toiled, um, but he was a provider. And that's the cards for him coming through. Um, and also acknowledging that 10 of Cups, a happy home, maybe referring to acknowledging your family that you have. And in this card, they're showing all the women, but acknowledging, the strength of being a woman, of having children. Um, let's see, we were trying to bring him from Texas to Florida. We were literally leaving the last time he went into the hospital. We tried. Yeah, but this is his legacy, and he wants you to continue forward with it. Being able to know that you provide for your son. You're there. You're there to take care of him, to provide that emotional support, provide that happy home. And I think that's an acknowledgement of that's what you are doing. Um, but yeah, girl, start opening up your heart. Um, trust your intuition. I know we talked about boundaries the other night, but not to the point where we completely tie our hearts off from everybody. And while I'm here talking about hearts, I do highly recommend if everybody could go over to Ginger Faye's channel. She was inspired one night out of the blue to do a pick three, and it's all about healing the heart. And I watched the whole thing, and each pile that she had resonated with healing aspects of the heart. For a lot of us, especially with ancestors or loved ones that have moved on, I highly recommend watching, that video. She did a beautiful job. She used the Healing Heart Oracle and then another deck to expand, and it was a three pick a pile. And I picked one, but I decided to listen to all three of them, and they all connected. So I highly recommend, that as well. But that concern, Jack's mature woman, expectation, and then the path to the light. So, but yeah, girl, breathe. You gotta breathe. I hope you have some sort of breath work that you can do. If someone could put Ginger Faye, Divine Musings and Tarot, in the link. It was just like she put it out 1 or 2 days ago. Um, and so Jack's, just to let you know, I'm not predicting saying that there's going to be a passing, but I just looking at the cards, I wanted to present what they represented or looked like to me. But in the end, and as I'm saying this, Jax, I got a crow cawing outside my window. I was told to let you know that too. Um, but yeah, that's what I have for you, Jax. I don't know if you can hear the crow. It's like, ah, ah, ah. So already, oh my goodness, I'm at 6:30 already. Christina, are you still here, my dear? And this will have to be my last reading. I'll email you. Okay, Jax. You could hear it. So as I was talking about those cards, yeah. So Christina, thank you, Irene. So this is Ginger's link, and I highly recommend. I really do. And she gets emotional in it too. I mean, she's been through a lot, and she really put her heart and soul into that reading. So she only got a couple of comments, only a few views. So if everybody could at some point this week or in the next couple of days go over there, watch, hit the like button, leave her a comment or an emoji. That would be wonderful. So, Christina, are you here? Christina from Down Under. So, yep, she's here. Okay. Wow, Christina. I gotta get it. Let's see. I think I gotta pull out a different deck for you, sweetheart. Yeah, I know which deck I have to pull out for you. Ooh. I got my little turn stand here so you can see me doing that. I'm looking for a deck. Oh, okay. Okay. 2 different decks. Yes, I see her. Thanks, Jax. Oh, no, that's interesting. Okay. I was watching the show today and this animal popped up. I ended up playing an animal card for you, Christina. I no longer have, I don't know where the book is, but I know a little bit about this guy. Christina, I'm getting like a lot of indigenous, aboriginal, almost like native energy kind of coming at me here. So, wow. Okay, so first off, claim your kingdom. That's the message from the ancestors for healing. Claim your kingdom. You are sovereign of your own life, of your own home. Everything you do is there for you to claim. So, whatever it is that you want to pursue, or what you already are pursuing, and you want to advance or you want to move forward, whatever it is, claim your kingdom. It is there for you. You're the sovereign goddess. You're the sovereign being of your own body, your own home, your own career, your own spirituality, everything. Love animals. So the animal card that came out for you was the fox. And foxes are known in different myths and cultures as a trickster. He keeps us on our toes. He's not to harm, but to teach lessons that we need to see that we may not be seeing. But foxes also have that ability to camouflage, being able to remain hidden, um, which gives them the opportunity to kind of feel a room, sense a room, um, you know, kind of like that empathic energy where you can feel people and then you can kind of like blend in and just see, how people are talking, if that does it mirror their actions, their body language. Um, Now this is going to be where Christina. What came to mind, and I don't know if you ever had an idea of a career with this, but to me, this Fox energy and with that feels very profiler, like being able to help profile in cases where you can go to a scene or you can study somebody's, the micro expressions. There was a great show a few years back called Lie to Me, and it was based on a real person, a real company, where they started studying not only, body language, but micro expressions on a face to be able to alert to people of, any intimate danger, concerns, but also taught people when they were lying or when they were being truthful, things like that. So with the fox, it's almost kind of like profiler energy, learning how to step back, blend in, and being able to look at a scene or a place, an event, and get a vibe, like that. Um, so yeah, that was interesting. But the fox too, he's also very keen. See, I have fox as one of my totems. Um, so, when they talk about tricks your spirit and how he'll trip you up and mess you up, but still, too, the fox are very cunning. They're very clever. Um, and for whatever it is in life that you do, that energy is very useful to you. So your next card from Seeds from the Sacred Feminine is Sing Your Song of Life. So this is encouraging again to, claim your kingdom, sing your song of life, whatever it is that you may be holding back on or holding back from. Open that voice. I know I saw something a little while ago. Oh, Night Jacks. Thank you. Yep, Tom Roth, exactly. Judith, I'm not going to be able to do any more readings, honey. I've been on for about over an hour and a half, so next time I'll catch you, sweetheart. Um, so it's I feel sometimes with people's energy. So sing your song of life, whatever it is that makes your heart sing, that makes your soul sing. Um, don't be afraid to do it. And then talking about singing too, making sure that I know you said something earlier about being careful, but at the same time, not being afraid of your voice, speaking your truth, claiming your kingdom. Now, from the mystical shaman, I got the arrow. So straight, I mean, you are wanting to focus on something and you're hesitating. I got blade, and they talk about a blade being able to hurt or to cut, but also it's a double edged sword too with a blade. And so I'm not looking at because there's a lot of meanings to these cards, so I put notes on it. But I'm you're looking at this blade, thinking this is going to harm others. Will this harm me? Is this a good? So whatever it is that you want to focus on, it's kind of holding you back because of this blade energy. And now I'm going to look at the back here. So this is about being in alignment with your heart. Again, sing your song of life. Claim what makes you happy. The arrow, staying focused, staying true, aiming that arrow. Um, Release attachments. Ask yourself what you desire is really worth your energy. So from what I'm seeing in these cards, yes, it is worth your about to make your mark in life. So again, staying focused, staying true with that arrow, and again with the blade, um, represents the sharpness of mind, body, and spirit. So again, you have that ability, that sword energy of having clear communication, knowledge, being able to speak. There's that sharp mind, that sharp wit. I also heard. You're very sharp with how you communicate, like that fox. You're very clever. You know how to talk a crowd. You know how to talk and find things out about people without, you know, um, without suspicion. You're able to, kind of draw out. That's interesting. And it's also acknowledging cutting energetic cords from the past or severe toxic relationships. And also on this one, claiming your power, Christina. So again, this is all about sticking forward, staying focused, being true to your path, tapping into that fox energy for that totem, calling upon them. And it's right out the bat, it's like claiming your energy. I'm not getting any specific, really feeling any like male, female, maybe the women. This could be the women in your past singing that song. They're on the other side. They're singing for you. They're drumming for you. They're holding. They're holding space. They're making song medicine for you. And your last card is many paths. So there are many paths that you can go down. But when you focus on cutting away what no longer serves you, that toxic thoughts, relationships, um, ideas about yourself, stay true and focused with that arrow, that path, will open up. There may be a couple, but you're just got to stay true to yourself. And that's what I have for you, my dear. Oh, thank you, Kat. It's a work in progress. I'm a work in progress, but aren't we all? So interesting. You're so spot on. Okay. Alrighty, so everybody, thank you for joining me. And Judith, like I said, this is going to be a regular show for me. So next time you come in, I'll make sure that you get a reading. It's like what I feel sometimes about people's energy. You have to be careful. I don't know what it is with you that you have to be careful, but yeah. And that fox, you know, that's protection energy. Grounding again coming through. Grounding, yes, but not being afraid to move forward, to claim what is rightfully yours. And not being afraid of speaking and or seeing your truth. So that's what I have for you. And Judith says, how is your new? I don't have a job. I'm early retirement. I'm settling in. It's taking some adjustment. It's a beautiful area, Judith. I really don't have any, friends here yet. I have a friend in Eugene who I got to see not this past weekend, but the weekend before. She's about a 3-4 hour drive away, but it's nice. It was good to connect with her. So I'm acclimating. It's taking time. So, yes, Kat and Judith. I'll try to pick a date during the week where I could advertise this, more ahead of time. Um, so, alrighty, thank you everybody for joining me. And again, if you could take a few minutes, it takes about I think like 5 or 10 minutes for comments to open up, even if it's just an emoji, that would be wonderful. Just to kind of help me get this new channel going. So. Um, Oh, thank you, Judith. You're so sweet, my dear. So, everybody, have a great rest of your night. And I'll do probably another pop up this week. Jackie and I won't be able to do tomorrow. And I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing on Friday night, but we'll see how the week rolls out. And you're welcome, Irene. And we'll see everybody in the next show. So, bye. Thank you.